What the fuck is this? What? What the fuck is this? It's not about commemorating what happened in the United States, but celebrating the land that welcomed us? What? That gave us an opportunity to bring up our families, and that's what we are celebrating?
Mas sim, da terra que nos acolheu, da terra que nos deu a oportunidade de estarmos desenvolvendo as nossas famílias. E é isso que a gente comemora, né?
I saw something on the internet last year about it and was really curious, and so I started looking some more and reading about it. And it was just incredible. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know it.
What the fuck am I watching? What the fuck am I watching, chat? Why is everything about Brazil a mindfuck? Why does it always get weirder? How does it happen? How does this keep happening? Why? Why? Brazil is the living embodiment of every even slightly edgy meme, chat. Holy shit! Bro, Brazilians, you bro, you gotta explain. No, you gotta explain. You gotta explain to me what the fuck is happening. Party marks the 150th anniversary of the end of the American Civil War. Took about 5,000 miles south of the South, as in, wait, what? In a rural Brazil. Oh my god, hold on. I'm fucking dying. I'm fucking dying. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Look up Confederados and Americana. The last remnants of the Confederacy in South America. What? What do you mean the last remnants? I didn't know this was a thing to begin with.
A few miles outside of the Brazilian city of Sao Paulo is an annual festival of the Fraternity of American Descendants, where the old Confederate flag flies and the battle songs of the Confederacy blast on.
This is in Brazil! This is in Brazil!
The Brazilian government funds the movement, where children fly Confederate flags.
What do you mean the Brazilian government funds it? What the fuck? How does it keep getting more absurd, chat? How does it keep getting more fucking wild? What the fuck do you mean the Brazilian government funds this? What do you mean by that?
I printed out Confederate currency, and even the mayor of this modest town comes out to join in the festivities.
Holy fuck.
USA, these residents would find the stigma and feelings of aggression attached to the Confederacy and Confederate flags to be...
Bro, oh my god, they even got the fucking Gadsden flag snake. Holy shit.
Americana is the name of this Brazilian city, founded by former Confederate soldiers that escaped the United States.
This is what Brazil thinks America is?
The American Civil War. And although not all in the town are descended from these Confederates, nearly all take part in the festival, including many native Brazilians of African or mixed race descent. So how in the world did a Confederate town
oh my
end up
fucking
in the middle
god
of South America? As many know, the American Civil War was one of the bloodiest and costliest of any war in history, not in terms of total death and damage wrought, but
oh my
when
god
comparing proportionally with around 1 million Americans dead out of a population of 30 million in the time span of 4 years. For perspective, that'd be proportional to if 2.5 9/11s occurred every single day in the United States for 4 years in the modern age.
Thank you for the 9/11 measurements. I wouldn't have understood otherwise. If you didn't use 9/11 as a metric of measurement, I wouldn't have understood. What the fuck?
Hundreds of thousands of women and widows, thousands of children orphaned, And although
Oh
many
my
positive
God.
consequences resulted
Oh
from the
my
war as
God.
well, such as freeing of all African slaves and granting all non-white citizenship in the United States, it's no wonder that so many people feel such strong feelings about the war and the parties involved, despite anyone from even remotely around that time period being long dead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, chat. I don't remember the Civil War. I wasn't really paying attention.
For the most part, these feelings are passed down from generation to generation, relaying the horrors and atrocities that civilians from both sides had to endure.
I missed it. It wasn't trending on Twitter, so I had no idea.
The government did everything in its power to stamp out the legacy of the Confederacy, which fought for slavery, anti-federalism, and the reduction of government powers, sending their own Republican representatives for each state.
It's pretty wild learning about the Civil War in like different areas, right? So I moved around a lot. So in some places, when your teacher talks about the Civil War, immediately, right out of the gate, they start with, well, actually, it was about limiting state control, right? You'll hear that. Actually, it was about taxes and limiting government power over states and state rights. And then you go to another school, and the teacher is describing the Civil War, and they're like, actually, it was about slavery. And here's all the horrific things that happened. It's very interesting. You get depending on where you live, you hear very different versions of what went on.
For duration during the Reconstruction era, and were administered as territories before individually being accepted back into the Union. And because of Lincoln's desire for a speedy reunion,
it can be both, but it gets painted in very different ways.
Of these rebel states, he decreed that only 10% of the electorate of each state would need to declare loyalty to the Union in order to be admitted as a state. This left a huge proportion of Southerners embittered and resentful of the Northern government, and although virtually all Southern states voted as a bloc for the Democratic candidate, with not one single Southern state voting Republican until 1920, because their population was only half that of the non-Southern states, they failed to make any major strides in representation in the federal government for decades after the Civil War.
We're learning. My throat is... My throat is fucking dead. I am busting out the full body stuff again lately. With so I got the partnership with Wonders. And I'm weak, chat. I'm weak. The physical movement is not. I'm not good at it. I'm fucking dying.
Because so many Southern plantation owners,
Yes,
and even non-slave owning farmers had their properties looted, burned down, and desecrated during the war, many acted out in violence, targeting and terrorizing the newly emancipated black slaves, being unable or unwilling to compete in the open job market to set their eyes upon new land before the war even ended. Many historians argue that...
Can we talk about Brazil? Let's talk about Brazil.
Although none of these ventures proved successful for the South, shortly before and during the Civil War, Confederate strategists seriously considered the option of invading and annexing Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, which at the time was also under the rule of an emperor known as Dom Pedro II.
It all makes sense, chat. It all makes sense.
Dom Pedro wished to push Brazil, which was at the time seen as very backwards and ridden in poverty, into the modern world like the United States.
Was that the fuck?
And saw the Confederates, who were given the exonym Confederado, as a potentially huge boost to the economy of Brazil, which had a climate that was comparable to the southern United States and still allowed for the practice of slavery until the year 1888. The Confederados mostly settled around large cities such as Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, and eventually their numbers became stable enough to establish their own city, known as Americana. Around 10,000 Confederados settled in Brazil, coming from states such as Alabama, Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, and Mississippi, and brought with them the unique aspects of Southern American culture, from the establishment of the Southern Baptist Church in Brazil to Southern fried chicken. Many of the Americans returned home after the end of the Reconstruction era. However, many took Brazilian citizenship, learning Portuguese, taking on Brazilian culture, and even occasionally intermarrying with the Brazilian population. The city...
See, they're not racist. I don't know what percentage of Brazilians are black, but like, at least some of them.
of Americana today has greatly expanded following an influx of Italian, German, and Brazilian migrants from other areas of Brazil, and now numbers over 200,000 people, being located only 100 kilometers away from Sao Paulo. Although no one knows exactly how many Confederado descendants are in Brazil today, they
Jesus fucking
well
Christ.
tens of thousands.
Fondling
That is
completely, God bless you.
tens of thousands of people that not only see themselves as having Brazilian and American heritage, but Confederate as well, leading to the large Confederate celebration in Americana, where not only Confederados, but Brazilians of all ethnic, racial, and national backgrounds
Oh my God.
attend. White supremacist and racist icons.
Okay. Next! Oh my God, what the fuck is this?
Goku!
Brazil.
Goku!
Brazil, we need to talk.